Optimism and confusion over COVID. That's what we'll discuss on today's Dr. Dan and Daily. Hi, everyone. John Daly here, the Daily and Dr. Dan and Daily. He is Dr. Dan O'Brien, medical futurist, who gets me and you lots of answers. Dan, where are you hanging today?
Hey, John, good to hear from you. I am in the Midwest. Here we are in Missouri, also known, John, as you know, as the Show Me State. So here we are.
Okay, well, you're going to show me a lot of stuff. So, Dr. Dan, let me act more like a patient here. I got my second Pfizer shot, and overall, not too bad. 8 hours of being tired and achy, whereas my wife had hardly anything. Is that normal?
Right, great question, John. So according to what we found in the clinical trials, with these vaccines, it really does go through a very extensive pressure test, a lot of scientific rigor, but it does show that symptoms really are quite normal as far as feeling tired or a little bit achy. It really shows that the vaccine is really working.
So you'd agree, feeling sick is actually a good sign, right?
Absolutely. It shows that your immune system is really reacting appropriately to the vaccine.
Okay, so for folks who are, going for that second shot, is there anything they can prepare? Do you have some do's and don'ts of when you're heading to that second jab?
Right. I think the first thing is just make sure, obviously, you're very well kind of equipped with knowledge as far as kind of what to expect. A few things that kind of jump out is make sure with the vaccine, with the second shot, it comes from the same manufacturer as the first shot, right? We've got two different manufacturers. I think that's definitely number one. Also, the second point is make sure that you don't take any pain relievers right before, as that can certainly kind of interfere with the safety and efficacy of that second vaccine. So I think those are two things really to make sure of at this point.
Okay, how about staying hydrated?
Absolutely. I think you make a great point with hydration. Staying hydrated is certainly crucial during that entire period.
Yeah. And don't drink a lot of booze before you go, right?
All right, exactly.
All right. This is Dr. Dan and Daily. I'm John Daly with medical futurist Dr. Dan O'Brien. Check out his website at Dr. Dan MD. That's drdanmd.com. He's also on LinkedIn at drdanmd and MBA. Okay. Overall, people are, I would say, growing kind of optimistic and I would say kind of smart. A recent Axios Ipsos poll says 81% of Americans polled will keep wearing masks. 81%. 66% will stay socially distanced even after they've gotten both shots. So, Dan, here's my question to you. Could these variants that they're talking about, could they blindside us and this optimism here in the United States?
Absolutely, John. Really with the vaccine, it really protects us for the first 2 weeks. I think that's where the crucial point is the first 2 weeks. But again, as this kind of is going through the beginning stages of, as we're learning more about the data and what it means, that's where we still need to wear masks. We still need to kind of socially distance, because even after that 2 weeks, there still is chances to be able to kind of get COVID after the vaccine. But again, you're usually, for the most part, protected within those first 2 weeks.
Tell me what you think people should picture when they see what we would call an all clear. Is there anything you can kind of point out that you go, aha, okay, now we're ready?
Right. As we see kind of a diminishing of the symptoms. And also number two, John, is the fact that once we can get 75 to 85% of people vaccinated, I think I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable out there as we get more and more people vaccinated. And again, as more data comes out, as we're kind of driving the right side of science, I think that's really crucial. Is the more data that comes out, the more that, hey, okay, this is really working. We know that people are feeling better. The numbers are going down. This way, I think we're able to find out more.
All right. So looking at the numbers, I guess the big question a lot of people are asking me is, do you see us going back to 2019? Are those days gone, or is there a whole different reality, even though we're going to get rid of this?
I'm a very optimistic person, John. So I really think that as we get back, I'm very hopeful, cautiously optimistic, right, that we get back to 2019 as far as kind of where we're at, as people are kind of living the American dream, so to speak, walking around, doing what they want to do. But it really kind of makes us think a little bit about where we're at in terms of healthcare systems and kind of where that's kind of broken down. So I do think there needs to be a lot of work in regards to continuing improving the quality of care as well as the access right now. And I think that, again, I'm cautiously optimistic that we can return to 2019, but I think overall, it's going to make people healthier. I think to look at the positive of this, people are really in tune now with their health on what the future is going to look like in regards to getting them back on the right track.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it woke up a lot of people to what was unhealthy about what we were doing, not only here in the US, but across the world. One of the things I love about you as a medical futurist, you keep me aware of what might be happening with sports and COVID. So I'm going to ask you this. Will I go back to a packed Fenway Park this year?
Right.
The Red Sox.
Right. For all the Red Sox fans, certainly, John, I really think in the future, there will be a point in time where everyone's going to gather. I still think right now we need, according to the literature, according to the data, 75 to 80% of those people walking into the stadiums vaccinated. I think that's really crucial right now to be able to have. But again, as I look to the future, I don't think this year, I don't think in 2021, but as I look to the future years, we will be able to return. You're going to be watching your favorite team there in Fenway Park, watching the home runs, being there with the big monster, with all your favorite fans and probably your favorite beverage. So certainly a great time, in the upcoming years. But right now we have to be just kind of cautious in regards to getting more and more people vaccinated at this point.
Now you're talking. I love that.
Right.
Hey, you think at some point to go to like a game, you're going to have to show that you were vaccinated?
Absolutely. You know what, John, you're going to have to potentially have that vaccination card. And also from a public health standpoint, the fact that more hand sanitizers, there has to be more kind of guard as far as beverages and just more kind of awareness around the public health as you're allowing more and more people back in.
All right. Another great report came out this week. This is from the Airlines Reporting Association, kind of ties into what you were just talking about. It says seniors are booking a ton of flights, but they are not staying at hotels. What are they doing? They're visiting family. I get that. And I think it's fabulous, but are there any uh-ohs there? What's your take on this?
No, sure, John. Someone that loves to travel myself, I really think for the senior citizens, they're really susceptible to a lot of the chronic diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, and cancer. And I think that it's best at this point to be, again, cautious, maybe not travel kind of around the country or, travel, globally as well. I think it's best to be conservative, to be safe, kind of stay put as we kind of see a diminishing of the numbers, just to kind of look out for family members. And again, just with those that are very susceptible to some of these diseases, you just don't want them to pick up anything.
All right, good advice. We're going to get you when you're traveling pretty soon, and when I'm traveling, and we'll kind of we'll do some remotes here to kind of get this show on the road, so to speak.
All right.
All right, Dr. Dan's house call. Here it is. It's done now. Dan, thanks. We will delve more into the next episode.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. Always a pleasure being on.
Again, he is Dr. Dan O'Brien, MD. Check out his site at drdanmd.com. He's also on LinkedIn at drdanmd. MBA. Yep, that's right. He's got some schooling behind him. And we'll see you for our next appointment on Dr. Dan and Daily.